Good morning. Thank you for joining us. This is today's live on Equa Television International. We are glad that you could join us this morning. And then, we are live on YouTube and then Facebook. Just join us at Equa Television International so that this conversation will be reached. And today, we are just looking at the 2023 general election and matters arising. And today we are going to look at some issues, to let people know some certain things and how they will go about this general election. Thank you for joining us. But remember that we are live on YouTube and Facebook at Equa Television International. And then just drop your comment. If you know your polling unit, if you're having challenges, whatever it is concerning this 2023 general election, just do well and then drop a comment there, and then together we'll make the show successful. Thank you once again for joining us. Remember, I'm not doing this alone. I have Prudence Burger and I have Joyce Jakada.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sawo Luma. Morning, Prudence. And morning to our viewers. It's always a pleasure to be here and to do this with you.
Yeah. Wow. I just want to ask this question. Do you know your polling unit?
I do.
Oh, okay. Where are you voting?
I don't understand. This question is becoming too personal for you.
No, too personal. Okay, Prudent. You know your polling unit.
Wait first, Prudence, wait. I know my polling unit though.
Yeah. Because the way, excuse me, wait. Okay. The way I ask, and the way you answer me is as if...
You know I'm always suspecting you now.
No, nobody will just go and steal your polling unit. Because I understand.
The protection did not reach that extent now.
Because I know you. I know how you talk about this election. I know how you talk about your PVC. Like the way you protect, you guide. So even your polling unit, you are trying to guide. You don't want to make it open so that tomorrow, that day, you will go there and then you will not find the polling unit.
I don't know. Maybe. It's possible that now. You're already someone out there is convinced that I'm not going to vote his candidate. And if you now give the location, my location, okay. Block and collect PVC, but well, it won't get to that point. I actually know
because the security agencies are really ready. I saw how they break down how they want to go about how they want to go about protecting, even the materials and then the electorate and then everybody. I saw the press briefing, of the IGP, and I think it's something too that we'll look into it maybe later.
Like I feel so confident and I'm so peaceful. Like I'm peaceful, and like the assurances that King, we kept saying that the security should pull their hands together and ensure that they keep to their words, because Nigerians are not just watching, but they are going to hold them by their words, from the president, the security agencies, and even the politicians that, again, signed peace accord yesterday. Like 18 political parties, again, signed peace accord. So we're going to be holding them by their words. And for us, it is a privilege for us to go out there and exercise our civic responsibility. I know my polling unit and I'm voting in Plateau State just precisely. So come Saturday, which is barely 48 hours to the day that Nigerians are going to be deciding, I think I'm well prepared and informed.
That's good.
Yeah. And yes, I'm aware where my polling unit is. In fact, I had to even do a transfer because I wasn't sure about the previous venue. It was after I did the transfer before I found out, like, okay, this is where it was. But now I'm sure I know my polling units and I'm going to go out to vote. Because my vote has to count.
I see you like every day checking and rechecking your polling unit in INEC
yes,
portal. So that I was like, is it that you are thinking that you will check today and then tomorrow they will change it?
Yes,
how ready you are. Like,
I'm so ready to vote that I don't want a situation whereby some certain policies will come and affect me. So I constantly check the information on INEC portal. Am I still registered? And is my polling unit where I think it is? If it is, then I'm okay. If it is not, then I'll try to find out if why the change and where exactly am I going to go out and vote. And I think it's important that each and every one of us does the same thing. So for instance, you don't know where your polling unit is, I think it's important for you to check it out. Personally, I use the INEC portal. I just go to the INEC portal, then I click on check status, and then fill out the form that is there, and I get my status. It shows me that I'm eligible to vote. This is my polling unit. This is my ward and all that. It shows me everything. So if you are questioning it for any reason, I think you can use that method as well to check yours. If you are like me that is doubting, you can do that.
No, you are not doubting. You're always reconfirming. You are not doubting.
Even after confirming, I'm
telling you.
And reconfirm. Like, you know, because of the, I think it is because of the fact that INEC said, in line with the, I think, the Electoral Amendment Act, that some people have been transferred with their consent, and then some maybe they won't know that yes, they have been like transferred. So INEC talked about that, why they were emphasizing on you confirming your polling unit by going to their website or sending text message. I think it has been displayed on the screen and it's going to be on the screen. I think you should bring it back. Yes, so like that's why INEC is talking about the fact that you need to still confirm, because some people are going to be transferred, you get, because of the fact that INEC introduced over 5,000 polling units, and that's to decongest some of the polling units. Yes. So for those people that are not aware that their polling units have been changed, or you just want to confirm if you are going to be voting at where you voted 2019, you can just simply go to INEC website, www.voters.inecnigeria.org or www.cvt.inecnigeria.org, and the information is there. You get your polling unit's name, and also you can use the SMS, and you can kindly text the name of your state, the last name, and the last 6 digits of your voter identification number. You see it VIN on your voter's card. So you text the information to 09062830860 or 09062. Sounds more, I think you
62830861.
And an example is given there, FCT Magaji, the last digit number. Once you send that SMS, you just get a feedback immediately. Once you get it, then you know that on Saturday 25th of February, you're not going to be roaming about, but you bounce. You walk with pride. Yes, because it, like, I know this is my polling unit. Is that, like, are you voting here too? You know, before you ask those questions, you are already sure. Like prudence, you have confirmed and reconfirmed. So you go there with pride, knowing well that that's where you're supposed to vote. But imagine you did not confirm through the names that were displayed earlier on by INEC. You know, a year before the election, sometimes last year, names were pasted at polling units, and most of us did not care to go and check. And I'm sure by now some of the papers are torn and all. And then you just assume that, yes, my name is there already, so I'll just go. And you just go and meet the greatest surprise of your life, that you have been reassigned to another polling unit. Even though INEC said that it's not going to be far from your previous polling unit. But it's important you know where exactly you're voting, so you don't just go and then you meet that shock of your life that no, you have been transferred, and then the fact that you're going to trying to locate it and can destabilize you. And then some people can just get angry and the voter apathy, and they will just say, I will not vote after all, you get. So don't get to that point where you become discouraged. Why not send that SMS? Why not go to INEC website? Just confirm it. It's not like, you don't take time. You get your feedback.
Like someone that stays in Abuja, but I think he transferred his polling unit to Iliri. So when they display, he traveled to literally from Abuja to check his name in those names that were pasted, there in those polling units. And then he was like, he snapped the whatever, and then he sent it to me. And he was like, I've checked my name. My name is there. I'm voting. I'm this time around, I'm voting in Billiri. And I saw Engineer Tony Nakale's name too.
Wow.
So let him know. I was like, wow. I say, wow, that's great. So some people went to the extent of not just checking their own, but they checked to see if there are people that they know and they feel the people should be informed. I was like, oh, that's beautiful, And I think it's very, very, very important for us at this point, to really know our polling unit, because it's important. Even though the INEC said that they are going to send SMS to those people that were affected, by the virtue of the little reshuffling that they do, because they feel some polling units are congested, and then maybe during the voting, it may just take a longer time, to deal with people, and they feel there are some places that the numbers are just few, and they feel they should, so that they would decongest some of the polling units. But they said it's going to be within, and more were created. Aside the 480 that INEC said election
240.
240, right?
40.
Yeah, 240. Yeah.
The election
would not hold. And then they gave reasons. Because
Security.
immediately they announced that, rumors have started spreading that it's because it's one candidate stronghold, and then INEC is trying to manipulate the whole thing. And
in fact, some people said that I recall that there was a tweet by one former Senator Shehu Sani saying that it's important that INEC display the names of the polling unit. That way you can ease the rumors that are going on. Because people will just say, 240 polling units have been cancelled. What if you get? And then speculations will just go. But INEC actually displayed the list and then the names of all the polling units that have been affected, and mostly Borno, and then some part of other states like Bauchi as well, that were affected by insecurity, like insurgency. And because of the attacks in some of these villages or some of these places, people relocated from those places. And that's
just this issue of transfer that
and after they relocated, they transferred their polling units. So nobody is in that polling unit, and nobody is transferring to that particular place. So why INEC had to cancel. And I like the fact that he displayed the polling unit, because by doing that, we will not just see figures coming. Once you see figures coming from that place, you know that it's not supposed to count, because already it has been listed that it has been cancelled. So 240 polling units have been cancelled. I think it's worthy to tell people, like give people some of this information. Like as of today, we have 93.4 million eligible registered voters in Nigeria. And Lagos have about 7 million, I think, with the highest.
Yes, Lagos the highest.
And then we have the others have been shared among other states. We have 18 number of political parties that are registered. 18 political parties. So don't just sit and just be arguing for 2 political parties and things. No. And you just say anything that these 2 parties give us, and that's just it. You have other options. 18 political parties actually registered to be part of this 2023 general election. And then we have the number of electoral constituencies in Nigeria, 1,491. It's good that 1,491 electoral constituencies. And we also have the number of local government areas, 774 elections are going to be taking place in all these local government. The number of registration areas and wards that we have, the elections are going to be conducted, 8,809. And then the number of polling units in Nigeria, it's 176,000 846. That's the number of polling units the election is going to be holding. Recall, we told you that 240 polling units have been cancelled, security reasons. People transferred out of that place and nobody transferred to those polling units. The number of contestants for the 2023 general election, we have 15,331. So this 15,000, don't just think it's the presidential candidates that 15,000. No, like these are the people, like the contestants for different positions. House of Assembly, the National Assembly that comprises House of Reps, Senate, and then governors, the presidential candidates, all the contestants are 15,331. So it's good that you know all these data are important for us to keep. So when collations are being done, as results are being announced, it's good that you're following, you're checking, you're comparing. So imagine that we have 93.4 million eligible voters. These are people that register, and then you're hearing results and it's summing up to 98. you know something is wrong, and you have the right to question the process. So let's not just be like, I know we have these, we have this culture of ignoring data. Like how often do you go to INEC websites to check the latest? Like, it's going to help you to keep you updated about informations and happenings. You follow up with trends. Your rights will not just be trampled upon easily. You have the right to those informations, and that's why INEC will continue to give you that information, and you too, you're supposed to have it. If you need to write it, you write it. If it's something you need to write on a cardboard paper and keep beside your bed, do it, so that when results are being announced, you compare. Let's not just sit down. I think we have outgrown this age of you're just waiting, anything they tell you goes.
You go with it.
No. You have the right to even challenge the process when it is being altered, like things are not done right. You get? So this election, like I always say, is consequential. So it means that whatever we do, our actions, we must, it's something we should deliberately do. Like, don't just go because, yes, that's declared election, so anywhere your hand just touch, that's where you're going to know. You need to think of your action, because there's going to be consequence. You get? So from the data that are being released, as at yesterday, we saw presidential candidates of Labour Party, PDP, APC, NNPP, and even others signing peace accord again. Like, already the atmosphere, I think, is becoming peaceful, because most politicians are already like political parties have wrapped up their campaigns. Labour Party wrapped up in Lagos. APC too did that the day before yesterday in Lagos, and then PDP did theirs at Yola, and then so people are wrapping up, political parties are wrapping up campaigns, so especially for presidential. So it means like stakeholders are showing preparedness, security are assuring it's going to hold as scheduled. I saw this morning Security Council saying it's going to hold as scheduled. So there are a lot of informations out there, and I think we should not just ignore them. Let's follow this information. It's going to help us to be at the right place also, and at the right time.
Yes, and it will be very important that you watch where you're going and how you're moving on that elections day, because you don't want to be caught up by the security that will be dispersed, and then the person will just think that you're not actually going to go and do your civic duty, and you might be locked up for some reason because you're just walking aimlessly. So it's important that if you're going to your polling units that day, move straight to your polling units. Don't have some suspicious movements around. And be conscious of whoever is around you as well. So the security doesn't just depend on the security chiefs. It also depends on you as a citizen going out to go and do your civic duty. So it's important that we check that too. And I was just going to say, for you who already know who you're going to go and vote for, please ensure that you know the logo of the party you're going to go and vote for. It's very important, because we've heard of stories where people are like, I want to vote for this person, but I don't know which one is the party because his name is not written there, and all the campaign that the person has been doing is the
I'm
name you have
imagining how
been
people
using.
just walk to the polling unit, imagining that names are going to be displayed. Nobody's name will be there. Oh. You know, some people have crammed names like, if I go there where I'm seeing Joyce, that's where I'll just thumbprint. No, you will not see the name there. It is
Because she's not contesting now.
Yes, I'm not contesting, but I will be appointed. So when you are going to vote, you get,
Yes.
it is the logo, like you said. Let me not cut you and complete. You know, me, it's not in my nature to add up.
Okay.
Or
No,
to cut.
it's in my nature to add up.
No, now did I call name?
No.
No, you didn't
Wait,
call
I just
name.
said
It's
it's not in my nature to cut or to just.
But that's what you're implying to. So no problem. I get
you're
the message.
concluding.
I get the
Who made
message.
you judge over me? That was what Mr. Astam behind the camera said. Who made you judge over me?
Okay, that aside, this is really important. So you need to know the logo of the party or the person that you want to vote for, so that when you go, you will just check for the logo and the party, and then you just thumbprint rightly. Please don't thumbprint on the line before your vote will become invalid.
Imagine after waiting. It's not in my nature to cut.
But it's really important that you check and you check, like be deliberate about who you're going to vote for. As we mentioned in the previous episode of today's live, we already told you that you should know who you're voting for. So when you're knowing who you're voting for, know everything about the person. What is his party? What's the logo of the party? So that when you go, you cross-check. You check it deliberately, please, carefully, so that you not go and vote for the wrong person. This is the person you want to vote for, so go and vote for a person right. So that at the end of the day, when votes are counted, you say my own too is part of it. So it's important that we do that. If not, we're going to end up voting wrongly or having invalid votes.
Or wasting our time.
Wasting our time, yes. I didn't even think of that.
You can't wait like for these 4 years and then looking forward for 25th and then you are there and then you go there and then you are not thumbprinting how you should. You know, that would be like you will go home thinking, yes, I've
voted. You don't know that the invalid is your own.
And when they are counting invalid, behold,
your name is beside
your ballot is there. You know, I don't think it's incorrect, but it's important, you know, because this issue of awareness and sensitization that we talked about, we feel, yes, political party have the more responsibility, if you ask me, you know, because they are the ones that are selling the party. They are the ones that will tell people. They are the ones that are wooing people to vote them. So I feel more of the awareness should come from them.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
INEC will just say this is how to go, and then you pick it up from there. I see less of these NOA, the National Orientation Agency. You know, like this election, I didn't hear more about them, like trying to sensitize Nigerians about how to go about this thing. And this is one of the responsibility that they are saddled with. You know, anything that is coming from top, that's from the Federation, they are expected, you know, to water it down to their state offices to pick it up, you know, so that they will break it down to how it concerns the state in particular, so that people will understand, you know. I know then they used to do, use like the main major languages in every state to do promo, to enlighten people about certain things, that how to go about it. But I see less of them this time around. But well, thank God, some of the political parties are really up and about, you know, trying to let people know how they should go about the voting, how they should behave. You know, like you mentioned yesterday, some people were going around with the sample of the ballot, you know, trying to tell people, you know, this is how to go about it, which is very, very important.
I was really impressed when I saw
that.
that.
You know, you can use this big thumb, you know, to vote with, or use this. These are the two that you can use. So if you have a small thumb like me, that means you can use it, you know, and thumb. It depends on how, you know, the box is being created. If you notice that your thumb, if you print there, it's going to affect, then you can use this, because this one is smaller, and then you use it and then print. And once you thumbprint, don't be quick in folding it, because the ink is still wet.
Because some
It's
people
not
out of
dry.
excitement.
Yes.
I just finished voting.
You know.
You don't know that you're working with invalid.
The way you put it there.
Because once you fold it, like you just finish putting and
There's
just
the way you are saying it, it's just entering my head.
are you sure you're not guilty?
No, it's not that I'm guilty, but I'm thinking of even going with hand fan. So that if I vote, I will blow it first. I'll make sure it's dry before.
See, this thing, but it's very serious.
It is.
Everybody's vote must count.
Must count.
Like
Yeah.
INEC have told us, and we too, we are saying we are going to vote, and our vote must count. Because we are not just voting, we are going to pray. We'll go on our knees and pray. Our vote must count. So, but we need to know the right thing to do, so that we'll not go there like, you know, when you know the right thing, you don't do it, that's foolishness. But when you don't know the right thing, we'll excuse you. That's why we are talking about how to go about it. It is ink. When you do that, you get, and you just immediately, out of excitement, you just fold the paper like into two. It can touch on the other side, and that becomes invalid. But when you thumbprint, the INEC officials that will be on ground might not have the time to enlighten people more about this. So somebody might just go and thumbprint out of excitement. You just fold the ballot paper, and you are working with pride. You are greeting people. I just finished casting my vote. And at the end of the day, you go and put it, and when they are counting invalid vote, yours too is among. So we don't want that. We want all the votes that will come out from our polling unit to count. And how can we do that? Only when we thumbprint right. So like Prudence said, know the logo of the political party that you're voting for. Whether it's a symbol of maybe animal or human beings or whatsoever, just know it. Then when you're thumbprinting, carefully thumbprint on it. Just like if you know your own thumb is big and it might cross the line, then use the second one, and then just thumbprint. Hold it straight. There's no need to even bend it. Just hold it. Some people are scared because maybe they collected 1,000 naira from another party. You know, there's a way where you go to thumbprint, and if you leave it open, maybe as you're walking, they'll just see that you voted. Then the agent will come and tell you, give me that money you collected. I now gonna vote the guy. I saw where you thumbprint. Maybe no, just vote your conscience. Do what you're going to be proud of. If you vote the right person, you don't have to fold and be trying to hide some things. You know, there's a way we always say, even if you vote right, even if your vote does not count at the end of the day, like, I mean, if the person does not emerge, you are so happy with yourself because you did the right thing. But when you go and do the wrong thing, that is why it will haunt you. So let's vote right. Don't feel scared of anything that you just go in cause of rushing, because so that you will not see that you're voting this and go and make the vote invalid at the end of the day. Let's just ensure we do it, and we do it right.
And we should know that it's a secret ballot. So you don't need to show people.
That's true.
You know, it's a secret ballot. Guide it, because somebody seeing who you voted, you know, can just be an issue, because somebody can just come and attack you even after whatever. So it's a secret ballot. It's not an open ballot.
True.
So it is very important that we should guide even our vote, because the most important thing is vote your conscience, so that whatever happens, at least you will know if you are thinking your candidate is the right person that will change the fortune of Nigeria, and you vote him, and then at the end he didn't win, you know, and maybe the person that you are trying to convince people to vote, you know, eventually, and then people are complaining this time around that I didn't win, we know we would have go for your candidate. Then that's when you'll be like, okay, I told you, you know. So for that, I know I'm not part of it, but you people drag me into this, so fine. I didn't mean we did it would have been a different thing entirely. So it is very key. It's very important. Sure. You know, the IGP, you know, released a press statement, you know, trying to tell people that by 12 on Friday, there will be restriction of movement, and then people that security agencies that are attached to VIP, that they are not allowed, to escort their principal officers to the polling unit, and then all other private security guards are being advised, because they are not part of the security architecture. So and then the use of siren still is being restricted, and then the use of tinted glasses is not allowed. So these are some of the information that people should know, because so that you will not just be cut off with things like this.
Maybe
and
you're washing your car thinking on Saturday you bounce to your unit with it. They will arrest you because IGP has already...
Yeah, it's only those that are on essential duty, the INEC official, media people that are covering, that will cover the event. These are people that are exempted.
And some health personnel that have the pass.
Yes. So people should take note, because it's important we are exposed to informations like this, so that we'll be well guided,
I think that you're attached to a politician as a private security personnel doesn't mean you should not vote as well. So as your principal is going to vote, most of them travel to their states, and then some of them that are within their states, like yours might be different. You can only go with them not as security personnel, but you're going as a voter. If you as well transferred to vote in same polling unit, otherwise you can plead with your principal so you can go exercise your franchise. It's a civic responsibility, and the time for us to do it is now. So you can plead with your principal and go. Already there's a statement that you're not going to secure them on that day. So it means if it's going, you are not needed. So why not go and as well exercise your right? It's just a time for us to be peaceful and do the right thing. Once we know what the law requires of us, do it. Some people like to, at a time like this, they just like to prove a point, or they just like to cause chaos. And most of the people that try to do that, like I always say, check out these people that try to cause chaos when plays or things are going orderly. They don't even have PVC. How things go in the nation, they don't care. Maybe the person, anyhow, he'll block someone on the road. You steal or you But if you do the right thing, even with laws, it will be easy for you to obey. You get? So let's just ensure that we don't allow anybody use us to cause havoc. Let's know what the law is saying, is requiring of us on Saturday 25th as well as 11th, so that this election is going to be peaceful. Yesterday, at the signing of the peace accord by the 18 presidential candidates in Abuja, INEC chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu said INEC is ready. This is like a statement that he repeatedly assured Nigerians. Even when people were talking about giving reasons, there was a Edo train attack, there's attack in so place, he said INEC are ready. There's protest because of the naira scarcity. He said even with the burning of banks and places, election will still hold. So all the fears that have been expressed, he still reiterated yesterday during the signing of the peace accord by presidential candidates that, see, we are ready for the 2023 general elections and we are committed to credible polls. And he said votes will count. Candidates, parties assured while signing, they also assured of, they were assured of INEC's neutrality. INEC is not going to, it's not even as an independent body, you're not even expected to show some kind of favoritism to anybody. So we are going to be, because we are watching all the trends, all the happening, and we will hold INEC by this word. The president repeatedly said from last year, the election is going to be free, fair, and credible. It is the mandate of the people. It is the voice of the people that will count at the end of the day. So we are going to also hold the president by his words, and he should ensure that he, because this is his last tenure. This is like he's counting days,
counting
months, you get. So the president should ensure that he keeps to his word. integrity, like one of the qualities of people that are principled and people with character is integrity. You say it and you keep to it. And for me, it's ultimate. You don't say this, tomorrow you're here. Like, we will see that in politicians. Some politicians are just so unprincipled for just some selfish interest. What they want in the now. They will come to this community, they will lie. Go there. They will. Why am I saying lies? Because year in, year out, you hear them campaigns with same words. They get into office, they don't do anything. You ask them questions, they lie. Like, they give you excuses, they blame, point fingers and all of that. Another year will come, they will go with the same words. Like when I was hearing the presidential candidates at Chatham House and other places during the debate, I said, so we have great ideas like this.
Yeah.
So in my thoughts, you all had opportunities.
At some place.
At some level, at some place, where even though for some of them, yes, we can give it to them. That yes, because of the kind of developmental strides that we see while they were occupying one office or the other. But some of them is just excuse, blame game, and all of that. You get. So I think if these great ideas, they are all looking for opportunity to explore according to them. That's why they've been canvassing for support. Nigerians, I think we should still revisit. We're in a time where we're in the digital world, technology is everywhere. You can still refer back to some of these campaigns, some of these debates, and hear these people. Like I keep saying, beyond having your PVC, beyond thinking of, yes, Saturday I'm also going out. Who are you going to vote for? Are you going to the pool foolishly, or you're going to the pool as a wise person? Because if you know the right thing and you don't do it, that's foolishness.
It's true.
So, and we know that there are this set of people that they know that this person candidate that they are going to vote for will not deliver, but will just worsen the situation. Someone will say frying pan to fire, but you will still go because of some kind of promises that were made to you, or because of some kind of things that you collected, you received from people. You will go and foolishly vote the wrong person. Yesterday, I wrote something on my station. I said, Biko, please help us. If you don't want to help yourself, if you want to help your future and your own generation, us that will believe in this Nigeria, that will believe in light at the end of the tunnel, help us and vote right. Like, we don't have any other country apart from this one. If you like run to whatever developed country, you'll be identified as a Nigerian. You get. And whatever impression they have about Nigeria, that's how they will treat you.
It's true.
You don't know what people outside Nigeria are going through. Some of them, the racism, the discrimination that they are facing. But because the situation, they will tell you is no better at home. That's why they just stay there and face it. But it's not really funny. But like I said, Nigeria is a great nation. We can get things right. How can we do that? By getting the right people to occupy these positions. So as we think of this 2023 general election, let's think of the right leaders. I think that is so sacrosanct.
Yeah, we keep on ringing it that you should be deliberate about who you're voting for, because it is really important. And I think that's the base of it. Let's vote right leaders, because if we don't vote right leaders, we are going to suffer. And when we suffer, our image out there too is going to suffer. And our brothers and sisters out there are going to suffer as a result of the image that we are sending. So the suffering doesn't just isn't just limited to those of us here at home, but also those of us out there. So it's important that we go out and vote right. Vote. I'm still saying, if in case you're still deliberating who you want to go and vote for, and you're waiting for somebody, when you reach the polling unit, that the person will tell you, let's go and vote this person. Please don't do like that. I'm begging you. Everywhere in the internet, you just check it. Just check on the internet. You find all the interviews, all the debates they had, everything. You will find it. Whatever speech they've had, go to the internet. You'll find it. Please find a credible candidates that you want to vote for before you go to the polls on Saturday.
Yeah, and you talked about internet. You know, it's not everybody that have access, to the internet. But I will say this, even if you are one that will go to the polling unit to vote, please, if somebody is saying vote this person, ask him why. Once that person is giving you reason based on sentiment, then you should know. You should tell yourself there and then, because that's part of research. Then you will tell yourself that yes, this person that he's saying you should vote, he's trying to tell you that you vote based on sentiment. Then from there you can make your decision and go otherwise. And say, if you are saying this is the reason why you are giving me for me to vote this person, then I think that person does not deserve my vote. You know, and then let's ask questions. It's not really necessarily, because when I talk to 2-3 people, at least from their response, I should be able to put 1 and 2 and say, okay, if this one will say this one will say this, I think I should go with this. There and then you can make your decision and you can vote. But what we are trying to say, even before you go to the polling unit, just try and know who you are voting.
Yes.
But it should be in not because of money, not because of any material things. Because I wonder, when people give you wrapper to vote for, do you know that some of this wrapper you cannot use it after campaign?
So let me, you just reminded me of like 2019, some people were giving wrappers and they were proudly wearing the wrappers. Like, then after the election, the expectation was cut short. Like, I was not seeing the wrapper again. I still asking questions for the few that I know they were wearing the wrappers. Then I was asking, what happened to the wrapper? Yeah. That's it. Because the person underperformed. The person is there, even and not proud to be associated. Even to tie the wrapper at home, they don't want to tie it. Because the expectation was cut short. Before, they were proudly working with it, calling names. Now the person went, you gave him the opportunity and did not care about you or even the interest of your, like, the whole citizens or the whatsoever, like the people, just about personal interest. You barely even see, like, the person. And now to wear the wrapper, nowhere to be found. So you can see how fast that just faded.
And it is interesting, quite interesting, that some of these people are not even actually voting this person because of any personal, like, close relationship with the person. Maybe it's just that this person is from my community, so let's just vote this person because he's from our community, even if he doesn't do anything for us, but so far as he has put our community there, that's all. So they feel justified that they voted somebody who is not competent just because he's from their place. But the problem is that you fail to understand that if this person underperforms, it is detrimental to your community, because tomorrow if somebody from your community wants to go and this person is credible, people would doubt him because somebody from the same community underperformed. So it's important that we check these things out as well. You don't just vote because this person is from your community. You don't just vote because you have certain sentiments. See, this is quite interesting. What I'm talking about when I said from the same community. There's a person in the Bible who Abimelech, the son of Gideon, in Judges. So he went to his mother's people and told them, do they want all 70 sons of Gideon to be their rulers, or do they want one? And so they went with the one. And they suffered at the end of the day. Together with the whole Israelites, the other Israelites, they suffered together. So the thing is that it is important that you don't just settle for who is from your community, because the moment that you want to go and vote for somebody just because this person is from your community, you might just have a problem. Most times, anybody that you see like that ends up in ruins. And it is terrible. We don't want you to live in regrets. A lot of people were living in regrets after the previous elections that held. I know I voted this person and I'm really disappointed. Some of them would feel bitter to the extent that depression will begin to set in. And there are a whole lot of reasons why you should not make the mistake of giving your vote because of certain sentiments. You should not make the mistake, I'm repeating it again, of giving your vote to someone because of sentiments. Because if you're ruled by sentiments, you're just leading people, because most times that's what happens, which is very interesting. Most times when you put a ruler because of sentiments, you would always have a problem with that ruler.
You see, I agree with you. You see, sentiment drag us to where we are today.
Very true.
Because all the time you will hear, I'm a northerner, proud northerner for that matter, and I will not allow anybody from anywhere to look down on northerners, you know, by any form, by any form. Yes, I mean it. I mean it. But you see, truth is one. And I check the history of Nigeria. What is the basics of forming Nigeria? Fairness, equity, and justice. You understand? Even when they are treating Igbos the way they are treating them, I kick against. I kick against. Do you know why? Because if you said you are not giving them Biafra, let them be part of the government. Yes. Don't treat them as if they are not part of the country. While in history, while we are being taught in school, you know, they taught me Igbo in school. Because it's one of the subjects that you have to do then. Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. You choose one. Why do you include it then? I remember. You understand? You said that's the 3 pillar. And then one is being dominant. Then how do you expect someone that is part of the 3 pillar or the tripod, how do you think he will feel? Yes, it's just that something that you know you are part and you are being set aside. You know how emotionally you will feel. Then then you allow me to go. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about justice, equity, and fairness. That's just what I'm talking about. You understand? But when it comes to an issue that one particular region become dominant, I don't think we're being fair to other ones. If that's the case, then the constitution and everything should be reviewed. Then let's know how Nigeria will operate. You understand? Yes, because it's based on agreement that all these regions agree to come together and form Nigeria. And without Nigeria, even you that you are thinking you are the dominant, there will not be you. Because definitely it won't be Nigeria. It will be a different name, even if you are existing. So we are looking at that. And my argument here is like, when you talk about issue of leadership, to me, count the people from the military era till democracy. Then ask me the number of people that rule from the north. And I tell my people, my fellow people from the north, I said, today, North would have been better than Dubai. That most of the northerners run to. Did you get it? Yes, because if you say the issue of northerners is the one that will do the work, by now, northerners should not alone should be a place that people will be envy of because of how developed it is. But when you talk about children that are out of school, look at Almajiris everywhere. Look at the level of poverty that is staring at us. That means it's no religion that's supposed to do the work for us. You can be from north, but if you don't have the capacity and then the yes, and then the patriotism of your country, definitely you won't do anything. You can be a Muslim. If you don't have that patriotism, you will not do anything. You can be a Christian. They will give you the leadership. If you don't have patriotism for your country, you won't do anything. The same people will use religion. The same people will use the religion and embezzle and do things that are not right. Then where is the place of the religion? You talk about the north, and then the north is where it is. What do you have to even present to say the north are supposed to be in charge, or the south? You know, these are some of the things that are just simple that people can just bring it down and just make simple analysis. And then we'll go by doing the right thing. Let's look at people. Yes, we know these things play, but it shouldn't be the yardstick. It shouldn't be the major thing that is driving us. Because if we live like that, then that means we will always be backward. Because I believe if to say is we are to go by the number of north, we will say we have people that are ahead of affairs. You know, even the person that now is leading us, that everybody is crying, is from the north with a military experience. You understand that we think he will say certain things and stand by it and pull and be dogged about everything. But you see,
well,
everything
Nigeria
that
is our
happened,
nation, and like it's our only country, and we must not continue to allow some shenanigans to continue to disrupt the process, the policy, because some policies does not suit them, or because some certain things like it's not appealing to their personal or greedy self. Like, we must get things working again. How can we do that? 2023 general election is another opportunity to get things right by voting the right person. Nigeria is a great nation. I'll continue to say it. We need a nation where equal justice will be enjoyed by all, where everybody can be somebody without the help of nobody. Like, we need to change the narrative and get things working again. And we can only do that with our PVC by going on the 25th of February 2023, as well as 11th of March 2023, to vote the right people. People who fear God, people who have conscience, people who are competent, people who are patriotic, people who have the capability to ensure that productivity is achieved at the end of the day.
So it's really important that we are deliberate about who and who we are going to go out to vote for on the 25th and on the 11th, right? Of March. So we should go out and vote right. Vote a candidate who is patriotic, who has these three in mind: equity, fairness, and justice. When we have somebody who would rule us with equity, fairness, and justice, then we'll progress. If we don't have somebody that wants to lead and desires to lead with equity, fairness, and justice, we will be trashed. So let's go out and vote right.
I agree with you, Prudence. Anybody with these three, equity, fairness, and justice, then you will see humanity taking the center stage. So,
well, I think we should appreciate our followers.
Yes.
Well,
almost.
on Facebook, we have Ayuba Miro Idris, and he said, I think he's in Hausa.
Okay.
He said, Fatan Alheri de Dogua. I don't know, maybe you help us interpret that.
Okay.
And Daspan Gunakap said, good Lord will take leadership. And Daniel Dunladi say, our vote has to count, and INEC has said it, and we too are reiterating our vote must count. So thank you, Daspan, Daniel, Ayuba, and like I'm seeing more comments, and all the people that have liked, loved, and are following us. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think he's just wishing us the best, you know, in what we are doing, you know, and we are saying thank you to every one of you out there that did the show with us. We appreciate you, and we hope that tomorrow you will hook up with us the same time, same station, so that we will do this together again. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Without you, we wouldn't have been here. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, and we thank the EQUA executive for this platform, you know, so that people out there will be enlightened, and people will know exactly what is going on out there. You know, thank you so much. We appreciate, and for the crew, we sincerely appreciate you for making everything go smooth. Thank you so much, and we say remain blessed and be kind to one another. Guide your PVC and vote your conscience. Bye bye for now.